Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of GNN. Today is November 8th, 2023, and we have another banner night on our hands here. But before we get into the details of a brand new mobile suit, alright folks, the cat is out of the bag. Our current banner suit for tonight is the 2-star Jeda Cannon, which we'll get into the details shortly, but just to kind of make it a lot more appetizing, we do have a step up supply drop notice for it, so you know what that means: discount pull prices. But on top of that, we do have a limited supply drop reissue of the Hazel Osawa, including the level 2 version, which is the 600 cost version, as well as its long blade rifle and beam saber. So if you had fun with that suit, you think it needs to be something that's in your collection, definitely roll the dice there. Now, changes to the recycle ticket counter is as follows. We have the 3-star Gilgut Stutzer level 1 available, as well as the level 4 Hedelfir, or excuse me, level 4. 1 and 4 kind of sound the same, I'm sorry. And then the level 4 Assault Gun Tank as well. Alright folks, our main event, as I mentioned, is the 2-star Jeda Cannon. It is a support unit that's usable on ground and space. It is a 550 suit, which is a redesigned model based on the Jeda, the potential mass production project for the Earth Federation next generation mainline mobile suit. And the cannon configuration is modified to provide mid-range support in battle. Just like the GM Cannon 2 and the GM3 powered full armor in the FSWS project, the Jeda Cannon shares some of the same elements with the project, such as having the beam cannon and various beam armaments for mid to close range combat. And as I mentioned, this is usable on ground and space. To add things to the mix there, if you are doing 10 pulls for this lovely 2-star sport, you do get a chance to get the, they call it the Federation D1, but we know this is the alternative Londo Bell uniform seen in the Venerable Char's counterattack. So if you need this for your lovely pilot, you want something else to wear, by all means, do so. Now on to the nitty-gritty details of our suit. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we are with the Jeda Cannon. Looking at stats-wise, it comes with pretty decent amount of bulk. Pretty much under 20k, which is not bad for support. You got about, we'll say, low 20s in pretty much every resistance that it has, with the beam resistance being kind of the exception. Of course, this being a support has a lot more leanings in the range output versus melee, and considering the thing that comes to mind when I think of its competition, like the Advanced Hazel, this suit actually has some decent mobility. Walk speed of 125, boosting speed of 200. Now, the thrust gauge is on the lower side, but chances are you're probably going to supplement it a little bit with it. And a good turning speed of 60, which is kind of, it's almost unheard of in a way. But, you know, with all things considered, you do have the double-barreled beam rifle of the Jeda Cannon, base power of 800. This is a burst fire weapon, although I believe on normal shots it is 800, but it could be 800 times 2. You know, the sort of hidden stats there. Heat rate of 20% with a effective range of 300, which is pretty decent for a closer range weapon, but not quite full on mid-range. Half a second between shots, 14-second overheat with 3-second charge time does make this pretty nasty contend with. It does burst fire on a full charge, so this will definitely break MA1 for certain. Jumping into the other primary weapon that it has, it's a 2200 base power weapon coming out of the side there. Left hand side melee weapon, 2.5 second cooldown time, no melee controller, but it does have the animation similar to the I want to say GM Sniper Custom, and similar to like the dominance, but it's on your left-hand side versus your right. So we'll throw your swing orientation a little off, but to make things even more interesting, the Jeda Cannon has priority 2 and space affinity. So for those that are in the know, this does affect its turning speed a little bit, and I think movement, if I'm not correct. But the priority 2 definitely will catch some generals unaware. Jumping down to the sub-weapon category of our suit, you do have the venerable Vulcan pod system, very similar to the base Jeda. It too has a base power of 115, 30 shots, 200 meter effective range, and a 6-second reload. So this is going to be for quick damage in those tight situations, and you can use this while boosting. So it definitely does it is safe to say, sorry, as I'm struggling with words today, that this might have some general tendencies, but it lacks the balancers to fully do so. So kind of one of those situational things. Beam cannon, as you can see on the shoulders there, base power of 1000. Multiply that by 2, obviously, because of the 2 barrels. So base power 200, or 2000, excuse me. Heat rate of 90% and an effective range of 400 meters. So not quite far, but up close, similar to like the lower cost multi-cannon, some of the more closer range supports, like the Advanced Hazel as well, although this has a little more breathing room. 4.5 second cooldown time between shots, 15 second overheat time. You do have the waist-mounted grenades, just like the regular Jeda, 600 base, 6 shots, 300 meters, 15 second reload time as well. These come out pretty quick. You do have specialized incendiary missiles on its shoulders, hence the sort of add-on weapons there. Base power of 100, times that by 2, so it's 200 per shot for 12 shots. Effective range at 250, which is kind of the close range threshold, and 15 second reload time. This does damage over the time. I would assume it's pretty much the same tip rate as some of the other incendiaries. It's like 100, 150 or so. I don't know if the range strength plays any hand in that. Probably not. We do have another gimmicky thing that this particular suit has. It's called, it's a special head sensor unit they have. 30-second overheat for effective range of 350 meters. Instantly pretty much overheats. I wouldn't say it overheats, but it goes down over time, as the description goes into the detail of nullifying enemy radar jamming at set intervals for your team, granting immunity after a set time after, and also nullifies fake beacon and stealth while active. So this might completely knock out all those lovely CHs out of the water. You'll probably see this pretty often, just because it is a 2-star. So we'll see. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be seeing some raids while I'm trying to do this, so they probably want to test this out and see how fast this will die. We'll see. It has some tools to kind of combat that a little bit, but as this is a team-based game, we'll see how it's able to fare on its own. You do have flight control programs, so this is pretty crazy. Kind of curious to see what kind of air maneuvers that you're able to pull off. Probably just shooting primarily. Boost 4, so your charge time when jumping, I would probably say for repositioning, is reduced by 70%, and the thruster consumption is reduced with 30%. So this is quite a big deal, especially on, I want to say, urban environments such as city ruins. You do have fall progression, a glide structure of level 4, so you're able to deal with stuff. As well as some of the other buffers. You do have arm buffers at 30%, so this is able to mitigate some of that incoming damage. Of course, with raids, I don't know how much that'll affect. The big thing that threw me off is the fact that we do have the instant thruster precision system and the interrupt tackle that is shared by the powered Gym 3. So yeah, seeing the interrupt tackle, enhanced tackle, and the instant thruster precision system on top of that, even though it doesn't have balancers, this is going to be kind of one of those weird suits that is going to catch people unaware. It is going to be very crazy, especially fighting this as a general. Yeah, I don't know what to say, guys. Like, it's not like super powerful, but I think in the right hands it will definitely keep you on your toes, both on the giving and receiving end of this. So I haven't yet to run this, but we'll see how it fares in the coming week or so. I don't know if anybody's going to be brave enough to take this into clan matches. I don't think it's actually... Let me check something really quick. I don't think it's actually... Oh no. You might actually see it. It is 550 for the upcoming one, so... I don't know. I'm very seriously, you know, thinking if anybody has the cojones, as they say, to actually take it in, because we know Simple Battle in any serious note is going to be mostly generals and raids, just because you can play pretty aggressive with that. So, you know, we'll see if this is supposed to be the developer's answer to kind of combat that whole composition there. If it had balancers, I could probably maybe be inclined to agree, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Alright folks, with that said, that concludes tonight's overview and news for the brand new mobile suit. Hopefully you guys found this informative and intriguing and entertaining in some way. I'd love to hear what you guys think about this, or if you're actually planning on pulling for something like this. I know some people might think this is kind of like a little bit of a mediocre tier type of suit. It is a pretty cool design, seeing more and more of these sort of obscure suits coming into GBO2 as we speak. So with that said, that's it for now, guys. I will see you all on the next video. Take care.